Your asset protection plan is probably fake, and here's the stress test that proves it. That's exactly what we're going to do today. And in the next 60 seconds, I'm going to give you a 2-question test that exposes whether your plan actually works when a lawsuit hits or whether it collapses like a lawn chair in a hurricane. Because here's the problem. Most high net worth people think they're protected. They have an LLC, they have a trust, they have an insurance policy, and a confident friend who says you're fine. And then, when the lawsuit arrives, suddenly that plan that looks so strong on paper turns into a permission slip for the plaintiff's attorney to get paid. And that's the painful issue. False confidence. It's not just expensive, it's dangerous because it makes you delay real asset protection until it's too late. Now here's the promise. By the end of this video, you'll know how to stress test your current setup like a real litigator would. Identify the 3 most common failure points that cost people millions, and you'll understand what a battle-ready structure looks like, especially when you own real estate, operate a business, or have a net worth between $1 and $20 million plus. Now here's the path. I'm going to walk you through a simple framework I call the lawsuit stress test. 5 checks, real-world examples, and a few uncomfortable truths, and then I'll show you what we build at my company's Lawyers Limited Law Firm and our brand Asset Protection Planners using a Cook Islands Trust with a Cook Islands LLC inside of it, and how you keep control when the waters are calm, and how our licensed bonded trustee company law firm steps in only when needed when a lawsuit strikes. Now, here's a quick credibility so you know where this is coming from. I'm the CEO of the Lawyers Limited Law Firm and Asset Protection Planners. I've been in the asset protection world for about 35 years, and I've been setting up Cook Islands Trust for 30 years. Our firm has set up more Cook Islands Trust, I believe, than any firm in the world. And I'm telling you that because I want you to hear this truth through the lens of experience, not theory. Now, let's start with that 2-question test I promised. Ready? Question 1, if you got sued tomorrow, could a U.S. judge order you to turn over your assets or keys to the kingdom? Question 2, if you refused, could the judge punish you until you complied? If your honest answer is yes, your plan may look nice, but it's not lawsuit proof, it's lawsuit decorated. And in a minute, I'm going to show you the single most common protection mistake that actually makes lawsuits easier because it gives the plaintiff a map. Now here's the enemy's playbook, how plaintiffs actually win. So let's define something in plain English. Asset protection is not hiding money. Asset protection is engineering your legal and financial life so that a lawsuit becomes unprofitable, too slow, too expensive, too uncertain. Most lawsuits settle for one reason: leverage. Plaintiffs' attorneys are not allergic to hard work, but they are extremely allergic to bad economics. It costs them $80,000 in time and legal moves to maybe collect $50,000, and then suddenly they become very spiritual people and start talking about moving on. And that's what we want. Now, here's what plaintiffs actually do, especially against business owners and real estate owners. They look for easy target. Real estate in your personal name, big equity, obvious bank accounts, obvious company ownership. They look for control points. Anything where a U.S. court can say, you sign here, you transfer that, you hand over your records. They use discovery like a crowbar, subpoenas, depositions, bank records, insurance questions, entity documents. They try to scare you into settlement because fear is cheaper than litigation. So the real question is not, do you have an LLC? The real question is, where are your control points located? Because control points are where lawsuits feed. Here's a micro cliffhanger payoff. Remember those 2 questions? They're really one question. Can the court reach the person who can reach the asset? If yes, it's not protected. Now, in a minute, I'll show you the LLC trap that fools smart people, especially people with multiple properties and a successful operating business. But first, one quick note: if you like clear explanations of high-level legal strategies without the fluff, consider subscribing. I don't post to be entertaining. I post so you can keep what you built. And yes, I sprinkle in humor because legal threats are stressful and laughter is cheaper than therapy. Okay, so let's talk about the most common sentence I hear. I'm good, I have an LLC. That's like saying, I'm safe, I have a seatbelt. That's great unless you're riding a motorcycle into a brick wall. Now, here are 3 ways that LLCs fail in the real world. Number 1, the LLC is personally guaranteed or personally operated in a sloppy way. If you personally guarantee leases, loans, vendor contracts, or sign everything personally, the LLC is not a shield, it's a name tag. Number two, too much equity sits in one place. If you have $2 million in equity in one LLC that owns 5 properties, congratulations, you've built a piñata and handed out sticks. Real protection isn't about hiding ownership, it's about removing the equity so there's nothing to take. Number 3, the court can still pressure the owner. Even when an LLC technically blocks a direct seizure, plaintiffs use tactics like charging orders, receiver motions, and brutal discovery to force settlement. And here's the cliffhanger. The most expensive mistake is when your asset protection creates a paper trail that makes discovery easier, because now the plaintiff's attorney doesn't have to guess what you own. You already organized it for them. So let me give you a composite case study, anonymized, but very real in pattern. Composite case study, the organized target, let's call it. Okay, a successful business owner has, let's say, a personal residence with big equity, 3 rentals, a medical practice, or a contracting business, and a trust that basically is just an estate planning trust. He also has a spreadsheet because he's disciplined, showing which LLC owns what. A lawsuit hits, a car accident, a disgruntled ex-employee, a contract dispute. Pick your flavor. The plaintiff's attorney asks one question in discovery. List all entities you own, manage or control, and identify all bank accounts and real estate. And now your neat organization becomes their treasure map. And here's the key point. Organization is not protection. Protection is jurisdictional leverage and control separation. Now, in the next section, I'm going to give you my 5-part lawsuit stress test. You'll see why truly strong plans rely on something most people don't even consider: removing U.S. court control from the control point itself. Okay, so this is the lawsuit stress test, 5 checks that decide if you win. And we'll have the text up here so you can remember it. So go ahead and get a pen or open a note. This is the part that can save you money. Stress test number 1, name test. Are valuable assets in your personal name? If yes, you're advertising. Real estate, brokerage accounts, bank accounts, anything substantial in your personal name is the easiest thing to attack. Actionable fix: restructure ownership and privacy layers correctly without doing panic transfers. Stress test number 2, equity test. Where is your equity concentrated? Equity is the magnet, not the property, not the business, the equity. If you have high equity in rentals, you are a prime target. This is why sophisticated plans use strategies that reduce visible equity exposure legally. Stress test number 3, control test. Now, this is the big one. Who has the legal power to move the asset? If it's you and you are inside the U.S. jurisdiction, you are the control point. This is where most trusts fail. Many trusts are revocable or controlled in a way that a court can pressure. Stress test number 4, court order test. Ask, could a U.S. judge order the decision maker to comply? If yes, your protection is conditional. So this is why offshore asset protection is so powerful when done correctly. It changes the enforcement environment. Okay. Stress test number 5, the timing test. It's you build the plan before the trouble or after the trouble. Now, timing is everything. Asset protection is strongest when implemented during calm waters, not mid-storm. Here comes the payoff I promised earlier. The single most common mistake: people try to fix asset protection after the threat shows up. And this is when transfers get questioned. This is when banks freeze. And this is when plaintiffs get aggressive. If you're watching this and you're already under threat, you don't need motivation, you need precision. And in a minute, I'll explain why our approach is designed for both realities. People who are calm today, but smart enough to prepare, and people who feel the storm clouds already forming. Okay, so let's talk about what we build, because this is where something a little different this time shows up. Most videos about asset protection talk about tools like their ingredients. Add an LLC, sprinkle a trust, bake it at 350. Real protection is not a list, it's a system. And at the Lawyers Limited Law Firm and Asset Protection Planners, we often structure a Cook Islands trust here. Here's the trust, with a Cook Islands LLC inside of it. So here's the simple version. The Cook Islands Trust is the legal owner or member of the offshore LLC. The Cook Islands LLC becomes the operating vehicle for protected wealth. So when the waters are calm, you are the manager here of the LLC. You retain day-to-day control, investment decisions, banking decisions, transactions within the rules of the plan. Now, when a lawsuit strikes and a U.S. court tries to pressure you, the structure has a built-in safety mechanism. Our licensed, bonded, trustee company law firm in the Cook Islands steps in only when needed to protect the asset under that jurisdiction's laws. This means you don't live your life handing your money to someone else. You live your life with control until the legal environment changes. And that's not about secrecy. This is about legal friction. And yes, the Cook Islands has built a legal framework. This is famously creditor resistant when properly done. And that's why sophisticated clients use it. Business owners, property owners, professionals with liability exposure. Okay, now important. This is not a do-it-yourself territory. The difference between works and fails is details, documents, trustee selection, compliance, and how the U.S. pieces are handled. Now, quick note, soft and helpful, not salesy. If you want to see what your current setup looks like through the stress test, you can start with the educational material and you can visit assetprotectionplanners.com. Even if you never hire us, you'll at least stop making the mistakes, especially the expensive mistakes. Okay, here's the cliffhanger. In the next section, I'm going to show you why US-based control points are the Achilles heel of most structures and the one move that flips the game so lawsuits become settlement starved. Here's the real secret. Jurisdiction beats paper. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You can have the best documents in the world, but if your control point is still under U.S. court power, a lawsuit can still squeeze you. It's not always about what a creditor can seize. It's about what a creditor can force. So let's use a plain analogy. If you keep the safe in your house, the burglar doesn't need to crack it. They can just threaten you until you open it. A U.S. court has serious power over a U.S. person or U.S. entity, contempt orders, sanctions, pressure tactics. That's why jurisdiction matters. So what does strong planning do? It separates benefit. You and your family enjoy the asset from control under pressure. The decision maker is not easily forced by a U.S. court. And that's exactly why our calm waters versus storm waters model exists. You manage in calm waters, but when the lawsuit tries to turn you into a vending machine, insert court order, receive money, the system can shift decision authority to the offshore trustee law firm whose job it is to follow Cook Islands law, not U.S. demands. Now, let's go ahead and add a statistic-style reality check kept general on purpose. Most civil lawsuits never reach trial. The system runs on settlements, and settlements are driven by perceived collectability. When collectability goes down, the settlement demands often come down with it. So that's the point. Make the case economically unattractive. So here's the cliffhanger payoff I promised. Remember the stress test number 4, the court order test? This is when most people fail it. And in the final section, I'm going to give you an actionable checklist that you can use this week without doing anything reckless. And I'll show you the 3 quiet leaks that expose high net worth people even when they think they're private. Okay, so here's the 3 quiet leaks that blow up privacy for high net worth people. Even smart clients get surprised by these. Leak number 1, banking in the wrong places with the wrong signature. If accounts are easily subpoenaed and tied to you personally, privacy is thin. Leak number 2, overconfidence in insurance. Now, insurance is great. It is not asset protection. Insurance pays, and then the plaintiff looks for what insurance didn't cover. Leak number 3, entity stacking without strategy. 5 LLCs that all point back to you as the obvious owner, manager, signer, and controller is not a fortress. It's a paper parade. Remember, a lawsuit attacks control, not just title. Okay, now, actionable checklist. Use this without making impulsive moves. Make a list of your top 10 assets by value. For each one, write who controls it. So list the top 10 assets of value and ask who controls it. Then write, could a U.S. court force that person to act? Whoever controls it. If yes, which is probably you, then mark it pressure exposed. Then evaluate concentration. Where is your equity sitting? If that list makes you uncomfortable, good. That's your brain doing its job because discomfort is cheaper than discovery. Okay, here's closing. Build it before the storm. Let me say this plainly. Most asset protection plans don't fail because the person is dumb. They fail because the person is successful and busy and surrounded by well-meaning advice like just get an LLC, just get a trust, you're probably fine. But lawsuits don't care about probability. They care about what's collectible, what's controllable, and what's enforceable. If you remember this one line, make it this. Asset protection is not paperwork, it's leverage engineering. In fact, I've been doing this for about 35 years, and I've spent about 30 years building Cook Islands trust structures at Lawyers Limited and Asset Protection Planners. I believe we set up more Cook Islands trusts than any firm in the world. And that experience teaches you one thing. The best plan is the one that still works when you're stressed, tired, and angry, and under pressure. Because that's when lawsuits show up. Final soft guidance. If you want to learn more, start with the educational resources at assetprotectionplanners.com. And if you're already dealing with a threat, don't delay. Timing is not a motivational poster in this world. Timing is the whole game. We'll see you in the next one.